Before we get into this, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, and a double thank you to everyone who still pays attention to the content that I release. I really appreciate it. So again, thank you very much. But this is going to be a video about all the games that I've played that are not in my Steam sale playlist. So basically not AAA titles or even AA, whatever. These are small releases, and I just wanted to make that distinction before we go. But I've played a lot of games since I started the channel. This was back in November. I'm calling it November 1st of 2020. That's about when I started the channel, so about 2.5 months ago. I've played a lot of games, and I kind of wanted to just put together a list of ones that I played that really stood out to me, and I've categorized them into 4 different sections. Number 1 is my top games. Number 2, the second section is puzzle games. Number 3, the third section is up and coming. So these are games, what I mean by that, they don't have a release date. You know, they've got like a huge window, like of a year or in the future. You know, like they may never be released anyway. Just clarity on that title of the section. And the last one, but not least, everybody's favorite, free games. I didn't have any set number of games that I was going to put into any category. I wasn't trying to come up with any number total to put together. These are just the ones I went through, and I was like, yep, that one, that one, that one. And that's how I made the list. The first category is my top games, and the number 1 of the top games that I've played that I loved was Doors of Insanity. That was one that I played recently, and I think I'm probably going to be in the minority for that being my favorite, but it's good. I love the feel of it. It's creepy. It's got this weird, insane theme, which fits right along with the name. So it's a deck-building, card-battling game. The gameplay is challenging. There's good level progression. I think the mechanics are solid and well done. That game, the release date is to be determined, but you can play it on GRound, that's GameRound.co, until February 2nd. Number 2 of my top games is Fights in Tight Spaces. The prologue is available right now. It releases early 2021 on Steam, but honestly, the prologue, you should go and play it. It's almost a full game in itself, but this is a card-fighting strategy game, and it has mechanics that make you think ahead, 2 or 3 moves ahead, so you can plan. It's a strategy, right? It's very unique, and that's the thing that really made it stand out to me. I love the black and white and red colors of the game. I like the whole thing. It's a good game. Go check it out. Number 3 of my top games is Space Commander War and Trade. The reason it didn't make number 1 or number 2 is because I was pretty disappointed that I really wanted to play a pirate, and the game, I just didn't really let you do that. Not in an RPG way, not the way that I kind of thought and expected. But a great game overall. If you haven't seen any of my content for that, you should go check it out. I've played the heck out of that game. But it's a free-to-play space sim. It's solid, especially considering that it's free. It's got challenging gameplay where you have to deliberately level up your fleet before taking on the next mission, because it's a challenging progression through the whole thing. But it's got a decent economy, good ship variety, and there are 3 different game modes. Check them out if you have not already. And just a side note for fans of the game, I did email the developer recently, and I just asked a simple question. Hey, do you have any expansions planned? Like right now, do you have any expansions planned? He gave me some huge non-answer. So then I emailed him back. He didn't respond. So Frank, I'm going to do a video on that actually, but I just wanted to put that in as a side note. Number 4 of my top games is Ultimate Zombie Defense. That's another one that I found recently. That's a $5 Steam game. That's the normal price, so it'll probably go on sale, but it's an awesome, I love it. It's you fight endless waves of zombies. There's base building. There are 4 different classes. They're all unique and distinct, and they each have their own skill tree that you can level pretty extensively. The matchmaking is good. The player base is good. It's there, and there are really challenging boss fights. I've made a lot of content on that too. Go check it out. Section number 2 is the puzzle games. These are, honestly, I haven't done a lot of puzzle games, but most of them that I've done, I really enjoyed. So I have 4 in this category, and most of them made the list, frankly. I'm just going to be honest. But the first one is Penguin IQ Test. I loved this game. This one's normally $12 on Steam. It's a really cool logic programming puzzle game where you your tools are 4 different sets of arrows with different functions, and so you place the arrows on the tiles, and it tells a little penguin which way to go. And then like some of them have different unique functions where every time the penguin passes over it, it'll rotate one way or the other. Things like that. Really fun little game. I wish that there were more levels, and I think that there will be in the future because the game that I played was called Series 1, so I'm assuming that there will be multiple series. The next one in my puzzle games, number 2, is Gunblocks. This one's really cool. Very, very unique. Most of these games are unique, and that's why they really stood out to me. Most of them, not all of them. But Gunblocks, the prologue is available on Steam right now. There's a lot of content available just in that prologue. Chapter 1 is available spring of 2021. That's the release date. But I did get access to Chapter 1. You can check out some videos if you want. There's a lot. There's a lot for each chapter. And yeah, I would suggest just looking at that one. But the next game, number 3 in my puzzle games category, is Hexihashi. This game will be released on January 19th on Steam. That's one that I currently have videos releasing for. I like that one a lot too. Really unique, I think, puzzle mechanic. You have hexagonal pieces. Each one requires a certain amount of connections to be satisfied, and then you just have to put them all together with these, they're kind of like light bridges. It's kind of hard to explain. A picture is worth 1,000 words. If you want to just go check out the video, look through a few seconds of gameplay, you'll get what I'm talking about. I don't know a price for that one. The 4th one of my puzzle games is one called Coloree. This one is $11 normally on Steam, and it's a very unique puzzle game to me in that the mechanic is so familiar, and that is that you just left click and drag a box. And so, like, you know, how many times have we done that on a computer? Countless, right? Countless times on a computer. You just do it to select multiple things. You do it in RTS games. You do it like in inventory management in different games. Like, it's just a really familiar aspect of using a computer. And so, yeah, the developer turned that into the puzzle mechanic. Anyway, that one's really cool. Very relaxing music from a marimba. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically just a giant xylophone. There's a lot of videos for that on YouTube. They're really cool to watch. My 3rd section is the up-and-coming games. Again, that means they don't have a release date. The first one in that section, there are only 2 games, but the first one is Zombie Soup. That's a game that I played using G-Round. You can find that at gameround.co. And you can play Zombie Soup there until January 26th of 2021. This game is slated to be released sometime later this year. But this is it's got a unique styling to it. It's a 3D top-down shooter. Very tough boss fights. Like, if you can beat the boss on the first attempt, please let me know, because I want to see it. But, yeah, great variety in weapons, and there are different loadouts you can unlock. Yeah, and then this game, it's a gamepad is recommended but not required, which I think is pretty common for most 3D top-down shooters, even 2D top-down shooters. But anyway, the next one, number 2 in up-and-coming, is Hordecore. That's Hordecore. The prologue is available on Steam right now. That's how I played it, I think. Maybe on GameRound. Anyway, there's no release for this game. No window. That's why it's in this section. You can keep up to date in the Discord, but I couldn't find a concrete date in there. Anyway, this is a side-scrolling zombie survival game with boss fights, crafting, RPG elements, co-op, gear upgrades, and some pretty cool vehicles. Last but not least is everybody's favorite section, free games. The first one, number 1 in this section. Oh, there are 5 games here, but number 1 is Synthetic Hazard. This was pretty cool first-person shooter. It's just like mayhem and chaos. You're running through the levels. The doors close behind you. They close you off in a room until you kill all the enemies. The plot is that you're trying to stop a monster from reaching the surface, and you're in this kind of like underground laboratory. You're fighting robots and machines, and it's cool. There are some bugs, but it was worth playing for me. It was a lot of fun. If you like Serious Sam, you should definitely check this one out. But it's a graduation project from some kids in Spain. And I think they did a good job on it. But that one's free on Steam. The next one, number 2, is Vaccine 19. It's, again, free on Steam. These are all free games. But it's a really fun arcade-style shooter. It's something you can just hop in and just hop into and play for a few minutes. The player's stationary. There's like a lot of COVID jokes in there. You shoot stacks of money to slow everything down. You have to keep zombies a certain amount of distance away from you, or else you get infected. Things of that nature. Really funny game, and also the uniqueness of this game is that you're hip firing. You cannot aim down sight, and the barrel moves independently of the center of the screen. So kind of cool to play that game and check that one out. But the next one, number 3, is Cloud Climber. This one comes to Steam on January 14th of 2021, but I played it on itch.io. That's itch.io. That's a website. You can go there. It's available now for free. It's a very short game. It's about 20 minutes, but I think it's worth playing just for the visuals. You can check it out in the story. It made me kind of think and realize I kind of had some real talk. I had some real talk. I split that playthrough up into 2 videos. You can check those out. But yeah, it was cool. I think it was worth playing just for those 2 things. Plus, it's free. Anyway, the next one, number 4, is Rough Night at the Gallery. This is available for free right now on Steam. It's a super fun, lighthearted take on horror games. And it makes you think about how you're going to approach a level, and it makes you listen. And then there's the kind of the new game plus, where it's like a next level of difficulty. That one was crazy hard, but yeah, that one's a lot of fun. It made me laugh a lot, and I've got a pretty good video on the mechanics in case you want to just hop in and play it without trying to figure out all the mechanics for yourself. Number 5, this is the very last game out of the entire list, and this one's free. It's called Sector's Edge. This is one that I did at the very beginning of my channel, and I liked it a lot, but I moved on. Anyway, I'll be frank, it's not the best first-person shooter out there. This is why it's the last in the list. But the reason that it's not the best is because the aiming mechanics, they were just kind of weird. I didn't like them, and it was just an aim battle all the time. But it's worth checking out because a lot of people like it, and it's free. And the big cool thing is that there's voxel construction. So I think it's a 16v16 PvP first-person shooter. Don't watch my videos, please. They're subpar, to put it politely. Go check out other people's content that's more current, because I'm sure there have been a lot of changes since I made my videos. That concludes my list of my favorite games, the ones that really stood out to me out of all the ones that I've played, not including the ones in my Steam sale playlist over the past 2.5 months since I started my channel. And yeah, I hope you find some value in this video because it took some time to make. But thanks to everyone, my 107 subscribers at the time of recording. I do appreciate it. So a thank you to all of you. Double thank you to those who still pay attention to the content. I do know that I release a lot. But thanks for watching Atlas Gaming. Please like and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. We'll catch you in the next one.